Mississippi State is set to open the 2023 college baseball season with a three-game series against Virginia Military Institute. The Keydets return an experienced lineup that didn't have a lot of success last year, just 16-40 on the campaign, but 7 of 9 regulars return to an offense that at times had some pretty good moments against Power 5 opponents. The pitching staff returns just about every member, but that was a real weakness last year for VMI. The Bulldogs should be in good shape to get a series win and hopefully a series sweep to begin cleansing the palate, so to speak, after a disappointing 2022 campaign. Mississippi State won the program's first ever NAFL championship in 2021, but struggled to repeat last year, missing both the SEC tournament and the NCAA tournament. Questions abound for the Bulldogs as they try to finalize their pitching plans. It's not just about announcing the starters, which were announced earlier today. Cade Smith will start on Friday. Casey Hunt returns to the Saturday slot. And then transfer from Memphis, Landon Gartman will be the Sunday starter. How the Bulldogs manage the rest of the innings kind of remains to be seen. There are a lot of familiar names as well as some newcomers that entered the NCAA transfer portal, not to mention a stellar recruiting class. The Bulldogs have the pieces to make a big run this year, but they will likely go as far as their pitching can take them. The Bulldogs also dipped into the portal and signed some very impressive players, including Colton Ledbetter, who is a preseason All-SEC selection out of Samford. Expected to start in center field, Ledbetter has double-digit home run power and should be a key cog in the offensive horsepower the Bulldogs put on the field this year. Left field is still a bit of a battle between Connor Hyzak from VCU and freshman newcomer Dakota Jordan. Both will be in the lineup more times than not, one in left and perhaps the other as a designated hitter. Amani Larry was named an honorable mention All-American by the National College Baseball Writers Association. For the third consecutive years, the Bulldogs will have a new starting second baseman. Scotty DeBrule, of course, by way of Jacksonville, helped the program win an NAFL championship, and R.J. Yeager last year from Mercer ended up being a finalist for many awards, including some All-SEC honors. Luke Hancock makes the move from first base to catcher, so we expect his steady bat to remain in the lineup more times than not. But look for freshman Ross Highfield to catch in the midweek and perhaps in some doubleheaders. This Bulldog lineup has some firepower, but how this team can be constructed and perhaps put together a winning campaign and get back into the NCAA tournament remains the program's chief goal. Coach Chris Lamanna shared that it was the most difficult offseason of his career as both a player and a coach. No one wants to win more than the skipper does, but there are a lot of pieces on this Bulldog team that should make them a much better team than many project. The SEC coaches picked the Bulldogs 7th in the SEC West. I am a bit more optimistic than that, but it is a very unforgiving league as you've got multiple NAFL championship winners within the last couple decades in the SEC West. How good can the Bulldogs be? That remains to be seen. We begin to get our first answers toward that question this weekend.